Hey, yeah. So this is going to be the first video for commentary video for my book Metadimensional, which is now has been out on Kindle for some time, but now it's out as an audiobook for free on Google Play, and the links are in the description. Yeah, so this is going to be for the first chapter for the meta dimensions. Now, this commentary is not going to repeat what the chapter says. You can just listen to it. It's more like, yeah, giving a commentary, explaining like why I'm even um, addressing this topic. What this thing about dimensions? Why am I talking about dimensions? Is it like some kind of fascination in mathematics or something like that? Absolutely not. Uh, no. The way this theory gets to dimensions is this, like, if you're going to be serious about rejecting solipsism, rejecting the idea that you're the only experiential agent that exists, that everyone you interact with are actually you, that is, it's all your subconscious doing this for you, like creating the world for you, or whatever kind of solipsism you want. Then you have to, before you accept even that other experiential agents exist, you have to accept that other elements exist, elements that are not you, elements that are separate from you. But what does separate mean? Like, all the elements, as far as you know, are elements in perception. You don't, or like this perception, I mean, both in terms of what your senses provide you, and also in the sense of your the things you think about, everything that occupies your mental space in the moment, your experience. That's all you. If any impression that you get from whatever is out there, that's all you. That's all your impression. And if they are separate, then whatever they are has to be separated from that impression. It has to be separated from your experience. It has to not have nothing of your experience of it, and it can exist by itself. This is the first step to rejecting solipsism. And now, how would you? So how do you understand something like that? How do you understand this thing that is completely separate from you? Well, the only way to be okay. Think about it this way: if you are, let's say you were the dimension of width. So everything that has something of width of it has something, you exist in it in some fashion. If something is completely separate from you, it will have nothing that is width. It will be orthogonal to width, or, like, for example, it will be high, or it will be deep. It will be its existence must be orthogonal to your existence. And so these things that are separate from you, that are necessary for the rejection of solipsism, need to be on a different dimension. Now, you could say, okay, yes, these things are on a different dimension, and but there's something dimensions that are separating you from them, from whatever they are. These things that are not you, and that might be true. But here's the problem: when you say dimension, what are you talking about, really? You're talking about what you perceive as a dimension, like with you perceive it as something, as a plane, whatever. But you perceive it, so it's a part of you. That perception is a part of you, and it's an interpretation of your senses of your perception. And the problem is, like, if you now think about, say, a computer game, like you're looking at a screen and you see a computerized world, and that world is flat. It's just a collection of pixels, and you interpret the forms from it. So there is no dimension there. That there's only pixels. The dimension, as you perceive it, exists only inside your thoughts. So you cannot say that you can tell which of which of the things that are separated from you are dimensions, and which of them are things inside those dimensions. You just can't say. As far as you know, if it's separate from you, it won't be inside your perception ever. The thing that is actually there. So, as far as you can tell, as far as I can tell, the elements that are not me are, I can call them dimensions, I can call them not dimensions. It doesn't matter. They are orthogonal from me. That much I know. That much is necessary. But what facilitates their orthogonality, I will never know, because the thing that facilitates their orthogonality has to be orthogonal to me too. So it is imperceivable for me as well. So instead of trying to say this is this is a dimension and this is an element inside that dimension, what this theory says, these are all fundamental dimensions. These are instances of existence separate from every other type of every other instance of existence, and they are separate by the orthogonality. And that's metaphorical orthogonality. It's not like necessarily like orthogonal in the sense of like mathematical orthogonality, like a shape, a specific shape or something like that. But it is logically orthogonal. All these elements, that instances of existence, these are all the things that are necessary for the rejection of solipsism. These are all fundamental dimensions. That's all the theory argues. And once you accept like this atom of contemplation, I don't know, then you can start building on top of it, like to have something. Whenever you're talking about the things that are not you, how would you call it? Well, the theory calls it fundamental dimension. And now, all the things that are instances of existence are fundamental dimensions. And by the same coin, I am, like, my experience, my sense of being, that is also a fundamental dimension. Why? Because it's an independent instance of existence. I mean, it's not necessarily independent from everything that can be, but everything that is inside it's a set of things that are connected to it, all produce this instance of existence that later the theory calls the dimension of experience. So the chapter itself doesn't explain it this way. The chapter develops the ideas because it's aiming for something, for the book to progress toward, like it builds up the concepts to progress towards. But yeah, this is why it begins the way it does. So if this isn't clear, feel free to ask more questions. I will do my best to answer.